you guys want to see a full in-depth video, I recorded one about 6 months ago. Go check that one out. But here's just going to be a quick under 5-minute review again of it. Right off the bat, I'm going to say I do like this style of the grill better. I think it definitely fits, so I'm glad that Mercedes actually went with this for the, you know, the lower trim C43 model. I think it looks very aggressive, very aggressive. Has the LED performance lights. One thing I do like the crest right here. I'm gonna pop the hood for you guys later. Another thing, I know the first thing you guys can see is the white with the red interior. I think that honestly looks amazing. You know me, I like to have my windows tinted, but in this case, I really do like how the red pops, is how everything looks. I'm gonna give you one more in-depth look of the engine bay. Here's one major thing that everyone was discussing about the C43, and it wasn't hand built. We have the turbo electrified right here, and here we are coming around to the back. I really do like the back end. I mean, this honestly, this looks good. It looks aggressive. Me personally, I like the glossy black look. I think this might be standard. This car could have the midnight package, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen any C43s with the chrome tips, but if I was to option one, I would probably option it very similar to this one right here. We have the lights right here. These lights really remind me of like the S-Class-ish lights. Yeah, it looks good. I like how you can see the ambient lighting just shining through the back. This is definitely a nice back end, and I'm very curious to see how the aftermarket is gonna look. The aftermarket parts are gonna look for this. So we're gonna open up the door right here, and the first thing you guys are obviously gonna notice is all of the technology in here and the ambient lights. I mean, we have the red right here, the ambient lights up here, the one-touch seats. Very, very nice, very, very nice. You know, Mercedes, in my opinion, has the best interiors. You can comment down below if you think another brand has it, but this is a C-Class. You guys have to remember. So we have the carbon fiber right here. We have these new air vents. You know, a lot of people were always saying the W205 felt a little cheap. I didn't have that personal experience, but a lot of people did say that. So now you guys can see we have red everywhere. I'm gonna put it in 0.5 just so you guys can see. One interesting thing I saw was they have the ambient lighting even up here on the roof. But let me hop in. Okay, so right here, you guys can see we have the steering wheel. I do personally think it's a lot going on this steering wheel, especially with these drive units down here, all of these different buttons. But I mean, I know after a while it's something that you can get used to. Then coming right here, we have the infotainment system. Right now I have it on the AMG performance, I guess, like engine display. And that's just something that I personally like to ride and see. I like to see the, you know, the torque and the horsepower. We have the sound system here. I'm not sure if this is the Burmeister sound system. I'm not 100% sure. I know you guys will let me know in the comments. And here we have this is the clock. I thought this was cool. I pointed this out in my last video. Consumption, we can see 14 miles per gallon. That's actually kind of that's funny. I was, you know, driving in Sport Plus mode, so yeah, you probably can get a lot better. And here's the vehicle screen. But yeah, I wanted to keep this video short, sweet, and simple. I'm going to give you a start, and I'm also going to give you some revs. So I'm going to start it in just comfort mode, and this is just going to be the sound from inside the cabin. I'm going to give you guys some revs in comfort mode without the performance exhaust on. Okay, now let's turn on the performance exhaust. You guys can see it displays it on the screen right here. The Sport Plus revs with the performance exhaust on. Let's see if we hear a difference between inside the cabin. Okay, got some pops on the 4,000 RPM. And guys, this car only has 68 miles on it, so it hasn't reached the break-in period. So obviously, you know, you can go to higher RPMs after about 500 miles, but this car is brand new. So I do have stuff in the back seats, but you guys can see the ambient lighting extends to the back. One funny thing I thought was Doesn't this kind of remind you of like the new Tesla bot? Just like the shape of this, the headrest. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But my first impressions, I personally like the C43. If you guys want to see my full in-depth review, I know I've been saying this, go watch my previous YouTube video when I sort of compare it to the W205. I mean, this thing is just a completely different animal, and I don't want to compare this at all to the C63 or anything like that. I'm just comparing it to the other 43.